In this episode of the Mom Betch Podcast, we have Cara Mia. Cara Mia is a Miss Pennsylvania contestant and caregiver for her mother with multiple sclerosis. She is sharing her experience preparing for the pageant, emphasizing the importance of mindset, self-confidence, and personal growth. She's also addressing misconceptions about families with MS, offering advice to other caregivers, and really highlighting the supportive sisterhood she's found within the Miss America organization. Women need to empower women, and our voice matters. Bitch. Welcome to the Mom Betch Podcast. This episode of the Mom Betch Podcast is brought to you by btrnation.com. Oh, hey, busy mama. Do you need a snack that is not just healthy, but also delicious? Check out BTR Nation. With low sugar, low carb, high protein, high fiber, and low sodium, BTR Nation snacks are perfect for keeping you fueled and feeling fantastic throughout the day. Whether you're tackling your to-do list or you're enjoying a rare moment of peace, these snacks have you covered. Plus, for a limited time, you can use code MOMBETCH to get 20% off and free shipping. So do not wait. Visit btrnation.com. They even have a snack quiz so you can help discover your favorite healthy treats. Oh, hey, Mom Betches. Welcome back to another episode of the Mom Betch Podcast. Today we have Cara Mia. It is so exciting. Okay. I feel like I'm living my teenage young 20 dreams through you, but you are going up for Miss Pennsylvania and you could be our next Miss USA. Like, how do you feel? Like your competition is like right around the corner.
It's wild to think that these dreams that I've had are a reality and that I'm making this happen and that it could potentially be me, the next Miss Pennsylvania and on to Miss America. But I'm loving every minute of it and I'm excited for it.
So, okay. So like we have no idea. We've never been in the pageant world. And I know we're going to talk about it a little later as far as like, you know, the entire organization, some of the misconceptions, but what is preparation like? And like, how do you even prepare for it? Like, I'm sure like we all see it on TV, but we don't know. Like, give us the deets.
Yes. So there are different phases of competition. We have private interview, which is 10 minutes. You'll have a 30-second opening and then a 30-second closing. So your private interview consists of your community service essay along with the fact sheet that the judges can ask you anything on those 2 sheets of paper or anything that their heart desires. So really knowing how to answer questions, staying up to date with facts and the news is really important just in case they ask you any of those type of questions. But then there's on-stage conversation, which is just a quick little conversation so the judges know how you can think on your feet. And again, that preparation comes with, I think most importantly, just doing appearances and different things out with people so you know how to think quickly on your feet, doing podcasts like I am here with you guys. And then we also have on-stage fitness, which is like a modeling portion. It replaced the swimsuit competition part, which I absolutely love because you get to show off your rebel athletic wear and be your most confident self. And there's talent, which is 1:30. So it's really fun seeing all the different girls and all their talents that they have. And a lot of preparation goes into that because, again, you want to feel your most confident self when you're performing your talent, because I always like to say muscle memory is key in those kind of moments. And then lastly is evening gown, which you get to wear your beautiful sparkly dress, which I think everyone thinks of when they think of the pageant world, which is, again, awesome because it's not every day that you get to walk out wearing a big poofy ball gown and feeling your most beautiful self.
Mm-hmm. It's like the ultimate prom.
It really is.
I know. Wait, so do businesses sponsor you or do you get to keep the dresses? Like, how does that work?
So businesses can sponsor you for on stage when you're doing like your introduction right in the beginning of competition. They do have like, oh, I'm Cara Mia Hogan, Miss Northeastern PA, and I'm sponsored by so-and-so. But a lot of places, or a lot of the girls, I should say, like to go and buy their gowns from different businesses. I know that we have a partnership here in the Miss Pennsylvania Scholarship Competition with the bridal suite, which is near Pittsburgh. So a lot of girls would go and get their dresses there because they'll get a percentage off to wear their gowns on stage.
I always just wondered that. That's like my cheesy question. Okay. Because I know like Miss Pennsylvania is not about the dress you're wearing. I feel like I just was one of those reporters on the red carpet that are asking like the dumb questions. But I just always wondered, like, do you have like a special like company that you use for those? Because they're so beautiful. Like you really get to just feel stunning. Anyways, we're going to move on past that.
What is your talent? I got to know.
Is she allowed to tell us?
Yes. Oh, yes. So I will tell you a little bit of my talent background story. I've been a cheerleader for 15 years. So when I first competed in our first competition, I did a little cheer dance. It had a little acrobat in it, jumps, everything that I love to do in cheer, I incorporated. But I said to my directors that this is something new. It's a new experience and I want to try something different. So I got to work in a dance studio and now I'm doing a jazz dance to Sparkling Diamonds. And it's really fun. It's really energetic and it's sassy. So it has everything that Cara Mia is out on a stage.
Oh, that's so exciting. What's the most challenging for you, like when it comes to preparation? Because I feel like anyone that gets to where you're at is a very well-rounded individual, right? Like it's not just beauty, right? Like it's smarts, it's philanthropy. I can never say the word. What's the word I'm looking for?
Philanthropy.
Yes, thank you. It's so many things that go into you just even qualifying, right? So what is like the most intimidating or the most, challenging so far in your journey?
Obviously, a lot of work and preparation goes into it. And a lot of girls will say, oh, their talent or interview skills. But for me, this time around, it has been my mindset. I really sometimes get in my head, just like I do with a lot of things, whether that be school or cheer related. But it's really bringing myself back down and remembering that you're going against yourself. It's not you against the contestant before you or after you. As soon as your paperwork leaves the judges, their thought of you is over. Or as soon as the girl before you leaves, they're gone. It's you against you. And it's how you performed at your local level to your state level. And then even if you make it to the Miss America stage, you want to perform better than you did. So it's really mindset for me and getting myself in that preparation, knowing that I am putting out the best version of myself and that I'm just as good as any of the front runners that people say I can be in top 5, top 11, whatever it is. And just having that confidence in yourself, which has really been hard for me. But again, it's something that you work on each and every day. It's not just something that you pick up, and it's something that's going to follow me, I'm sure, well after I either win the crown or I age out or I go back again for another local title.
I think that's so important. Oh, you just brought me back. And it's honestly, no matter what age you are, no matter where you're at in life, it's really important to know that you're not in competition with someone else. So it's really nice to hear you say that, because it is really challenging, I think, for women, especially nowadays with social media. It just feels like a lot of competition and a lot of comparison. And we just need less of that, because you're right. Like you live one life, right? And you want to live it as viscerally as you can, right? For yourself. You want to be happy, you want to be healthy, and you want to do good in this world. So I think that's really mature and really incredible that that's like what you're carrying with you every day to keep yourself empowered. But there's more to you, right?
Yes.
So you wanted to come on today to talk to us, right? Because you are one of the caregivers for your mother, and she has multiple sclerosis. And that's been something that you have advocated for a very, very long time. And when we made this podcast, we really wanted to make a resourceful resource for not just moms, but children, just anyone, right, that is in our community, so that they can learn. So I want to switch up the subject just to get a little bit more about your personal journey as a caregiver for your mom.
So my mom was diagnosed with MS when I was about 1 year old. So I always say every memory that I've had is something that's related to MS with her, whether that be that she couldn't get on the ground to play Barbies with me that day and we had to sit at a table and play instead, or she said, Cara Mia, I'm really tired today. We can't go and do this. Or she showed up to a wheelchair in a pageant or for my pageants or for a competition. So really navigating that way of life has been different. But again, I've had a unique upbringing, and that's why I do what I do, to share my story with others in hopes that they know that their unique upbringings are not something that you have to hide away or push under the rug, that it's important to bring light to it. We always say that we have to joke about the situation. Otherwise, you're going to just feel depressed and upset about it. And that's no way to go about life. But I became a full-time caregiver for my mom about the age when I was 15. She took several falls prior to that time. I would say maybe when I was in the 7th grade. And it was a real wake-up call for me. Not saying that in a bad way again, but I realized, okay, my mom's condition has progressed. I have to progress with her. As an 11-year-old, I now have to seem like I'm 15, 16. And now even as a 20-year-old, I feel a little bit older than most girls my age. But again, that's nothing that has stopped me or made me feel little in that sense. It's only given me the voice. And I always say my mom's legs may not work, but she's given me that power to just pave the way for myself.
Yeah. And for like parents out there that may have just been diagnosed with MS, because it happens. I've had several friends, right, that like something happened and it was something random. And then they find out they got an MS, or, you know, they're having eye issues and then they were diagnosed with MS. It seems like your relationship with your mom has been such loving and open communication. So for parents or even parents with children going through MS, what is your advice on keeping that open communication and building that bond with your family?
For us personally, it was really having that open communication and really saying, okay, here's my condition. And it's hard to maybe want to sugarcoat it for younger children. But the younger that they understand it, the better that they can help you, because kids are so loving and nurturing and they do want to help you. They're saying, Mom, what can I do for you? Or can I do this? And they become your little helpers in some way. But it's also important to let your child understand that they have emotions and feelings just as you do. And they may feel them in different ways, but it's important to acknowledge that and have these conversations with them. I always say that my mom did not hide anything from me. We were very open, and I feel that's how I turned out to be the person I am today. So when I go into schools to talk about it with children who may have similar situations, I always say, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And someone may have never asked that question before. And so they really do get emotional, but it's important that they feel those emotions and that they know that those feelings are valid, and that parents can talk about those things and reassure their children in the best way that works out for them and their family.
Yeah, I love that.
And what's a common misconception about MS that you encounter?
A really big one that I will get is, will you develop MS? And for children whose parents have MS, it's about a 5% chance. And while there is no thing to prevent MS, there are different ways that you can slow the progression. But I always say that knowing that could be my future has not slowed me down. I'm still moving every single day. I'm exercising. I'm doing everything that I've always dreamed, just in case that chance does happen, but it's not going to slow me down. It's not going to stop me, and it should not stop any child who has that same lingering thought, because you don't know. You don't know what the future will hold. You have to take it this step, this minute right now. And if that does happen, we'll catch it early. You have preventatives. Things are so much more different now than they were when my mom was diagnosed, or when maybe someone else's mom was diagnosed. So that's really the biggest thing that I will get all the time.
I love that. It's very inspiring.
I like what you said too about, you know, when you talk to children, encouraging them to share their emotions and feelings. Did your mom support that when you were little?
Yes. So it took a while for us, I would say. I always tried to put on a brave face for her, because I knew how challenging this was, navigating a new disease, but also raising a child and going to work and doing all the other things that she does around our house. And so I can remember one time I did have a breakdown in front of her, and she said, "What's wrong? Is it something with school and this?" And I said, "No, it's you that I'm worried about. It's you worried about the medical bills. How are you going to walk? Are you going to be able to do this or that?" And so that was really a pivotal turning point in our relationship, because she said, "Cara Mia, I want you to be open with me. I don't want you to hide anything. Tell me what you're feeling, because at the end of the day, I am still your mom. I still want to be your mom. You don't have to be this strong caregiver for me. I'm your mom still. You can still talk about these things with me." And so now, with being 20 years old and having this tight-knit relationship with her, I'm able to talk about how I'm feeling, not with just that, but other things too, that I feel like some people don't open up to their parents about at 20, because we are so close. And I think that happened because of my mom's diagnosis and having those conversations so early on.
I think this is like a really great segue to kind of talk about not underestimating kids' resilience, right? Because you said that your mom was diagnosed when you were so little, and you grew up faster than maybe the average child, depending on their situation. And the one thing that now that I'm a mom, I always realize is like, wow, kids are so smart. They're so empathetic. They're so smart. They know, right? Like they know their family. They love their family. And I think it's just a takeaway that, like, even in the darkest of times, even when things aren't perfect, our children are so bright, and we just need to take a step back and realize that. Like, does that like empower you for this pageant to kind of share that journey and that message with people? Because it's so important, I think, to not just acknowledge you as a caregiver or you as a daughter, but like there's so many girls out there, so many people out there that need that type of message, right? Just to get through, because you never know what someone's going through. Like, you can build your dreams, you can build your life. And I think you're a walking example of that. This episode of the Mom Betch Podcast is brought to you by btrnation.com. Oh, hey there, Supermom. Are you looking for a snack that will fit your healthy lifestyle and allow you to keep up with your busy days? Well, say hello to BTR Nation. BTR Nation snacks are low sugar, low carb, high protein, high fiber, and low sodium. So it's literally everything that we need to stay energized and feel great. From protein packed bars to guilt-free truffle cups, these snacks are designed to support your active lifestyle and satisfy your cravings, which is why they are my favorite. But the best part is we get to use code MOMBETCH for 20% off and free shipping. So if you're ready to upgrade your snack game, visit btrnation.com, grab your favorite snacks, and fuel your mom's superpowers. Did you guys have any like fun hacks and tips that you had growing up, right? Because I know you said your mom wasn't always able to move or, you know, be as nimble as maybe some others. What were some tips and tricks that you guys would do, just like hanging out at the house, like to make things fun on hard days?
Oh my goodness. We had so many. I could go on, but some of our favorite things was she would say, "Oh, it's kind of hard for me to clean today. Do you want to play Cinderella?" And my mom loves to clean. My mom loves to do stuff around the house. So I think that was maybe her way of getting me to help her out. But she would always say, "Do you want to play Cinderella?" And of course, I'm like, I want to be a princess. And so she would hand me a rag and the bucket, and I'd get to work. And that was just some of our fun ways. And also, I grew up loving Barbies. And so she would always make little things for my Barbies. She was really crafty, very artsy type of person she is. So she would sit in the kitchen, whether that be working through a muscle spasm at the moment. But again, she stayed away, so she didn't have to show that side to me while I played in my own little world. But she would make little things for me that was also sweet, because now my mom made that. How cool is that I could show that to my friends when they came over for play dates and such. But just little things like that I would say to moms out there is, you don't have to stop being who you are. My mom did not stop being an artist, stop making crafts for me. She continued to do that, and we still do things like that to this day. Obviously not with Barbies and everything, but with projects and whatnot. But
How excited is she for your upcoming competition?
She's ecstatic. I could say that my mom was such a cheer mom. Like, she loved coming to the competitions, but she really found her world and what I think she was meant for in the pageant world as a pageant mom. But I hope to say that she's proud of the work that I do for her and for other people that have MS, because at the end of the day, I'm sharing her story. I'm sharing my story. And I hope that she could be proud of that for me.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's just you and your mom, right? So what's it like as far as like enlisting help, or even just like building the bridge to family or extended family? Because sometimes I feel like when it's like your immediate family, it's like people know what's going on. But then on the outside, people don't know how to react. People don't know how to help. Like, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, that is one of my favorite things when I go into a school or I talk about it in front of another group of adults, is to say, hey, this woman's in a wheelchair, but she's just like you and me. Mm-hmm. This person may take X amount of time longer to do something, but they're still getting it done. And it's really hard not to tiptoe around one another. And that's also what I do as part of my platform, is to break that stigma and to break tiptoeing and stepping on, like I call it marshmallows when I'm talking with the kids. Just to say, hey, you're just like you and me. You have a fun way to get around. You sit in a chair and everyone just kind of pushes you around. Like, that's kind of cool. That's kind of fun. And explaining that to extended family as well is saying, every single time I bring up my mom, or they'll ask me how she is, and they kind of sigh and go, like, oh, how is she? I'm always saying, it's okay. Like, she's fine. She may not be here today at the family birthday party, but she's thinking of you guys. She's sending her best, and she'll see you guys at the next one. Today just wasn't her day to come out, but that's okay. And you don't have to be upset about it, but reach out, ask her how she's doing. And anyone with a disability would be glad to hear you reach out to them or ask if they need help. Because a lot of people do say, oh, I don't want to reach out and ask for help. I'm nervous that they might take it the wrong way. But a lot of people, they won't take it that way. They'll say, oh my gosh, yes, of course. Like, you want to come over and hang out? Oh, I would love your help with doing this. And that's something that a lot of my extended family has done. They've come over in the past, helped us with meals, or we just recently renovated our kitchen and bathroom to make them more wheelchair accessible. And we had my mom's cousin and my great aunt come over to help us paint, because again, I'm only one person. My grandma's only one person. Right. We can't paint the entire kitchen. So as we always says, it takes an army. And for anyone out there that's doing it, it does take an army, and you have to reach out, make those connections, but also break down the stigma. Don't step on the tiptoes. Just ask them, how are they doing? What can I do to help you? And if they need to back away for a second, you understand. But if they want you to enter with open arms, take it all in.
Oh, yeah. And people want to be helpful, like people get endorphins off of that. I feel like it kind of goes back to like, and it's not even MS specific, but like, don't blame things on diseases, right? Like, don't let something stand in the way of building a communication path with another person. Most of the time it's their life, right? They live it. And they've coped with it, right? Like they have coping mechanisms. They want to still act like they're normal. They don't want people to treat them any differently or be hesitant to, communicate or converse or make plans. I think, caregivers, long story short, where I'm going is caregivers, I think you develop a heightened empath and like you just have better social skills, which is beneficial in situations like that because you see it, right? Like you're experiencing it. And so I just think when you have a caregiver, especially a child, like I can't even imagine the understanding and connection that you have to be strategic in situations like that. How do you think that's helped you just in life? Because you are more empathetic, like you see more around you, right? Like you can read the room, if you will. How's that helped you?
It really has opened up a lot of doors for me. It's ultimately led me to what I want to be as my career. I'm a kinesiology major, which is exercise science. They change it so many times, but I'm on a track to be a doctor of physical therapy. So I've seen how physical therapists have worked with my mom and how caring they are, but most importantly, how they've taken her quality of life from being not so great and they've just completely changed it. I mean, from where she was back during COVID when she could not even walk to living on our floor, could not move her, could not do anything, to now she's completely functional. I mean, while still in a wheelchair, but she's able to move around. She can at least stand up for transfers from the bathroom or to the shower. And that's exactly what I want to do in my life. I knew I was a caring person from the moment I was put on this earth, but I truly understand what I'm made to do, and is to help restore that quality of life for others, just as other physical therapists have done for my mom.
Oh my goodness. You are literally the best. Okay. So let's talk about the Miss America organization and changing the narrative. Okay. Because I feel like back on cable TV, and I'm aging myself maybe a little bit, but I feel like it used to be very much like Miss America, right? Like Victoria's Secret. But I feel like the mass general public has like a stereotype when it comes to some of these organizations. What has the impact of this organization made on your life?
I mean, I completely agree that the common eye, the person who watched Miss America growing up in, the 2000s, 2010s, they do see her still as that Victoria's Secret model, or this person that just parades around in a swimsuit who's a pretty face. But Miss America is so much more than that now. She is intelligent, classy, poised. I mean, our Miss America right now is also serving in the Air Force. She literally does it all, which is so incredible to show young women that you can also have the brains, but the beauty, and how you portray that is so important in this day and age. But Miss America has given me so many different skills. I am a very anxious person, and I would never be able to sit on a podcast, speak in front of a panel of judges and tell my story. But by preparing for these different phases of competition, I've been able to carry a conversation. I've been able to become the best version of myself because of the Miss America opportunity, not only physically because of the health and fitness portion, but also mentally, as going back to the whole mindset concept that I talked about before.
So when did you get into pageants? When did you decide this was something you wanted to pursue?
So it was my senior year of high school, and it was all the homecoming queens from our area participated in a local pageant. And I placed first runner-up, which was totally unexpected, but also so thrilling. And I loved the aspect of getting in an interview and getting to talk about things that I was passionate about. So I thought, you know what? I can do this. Let me look into different organizations. And I found the Miss America opportunity. And from there, I started that pageant journey in June of just this past summer. And I competed in my first local competition in October. And I happened to win. I won the title of Miss Northeastern PA. And from there, so it's just been a recent journey, but it's been
good for you.
So exciting. Thank you. And I've gained so much knowledge, and it's not over yet. It's just getting started, whether that be I come out with the title and the job of Miss Pennsylvania, or if I don't, another woman's life is going to change because of that. But the most beautiful thing about it is you can go back and compete for another local title the following year and go right back to Miss Pennsylvania. So I will be continuing that because, again, I love everything that Miss America is about: the service, the success, the scholarships especially, but also the sisterhood, which is the unofficial fifth point of their crown. But I love that. As an only child, I've always taken my friends to be my sisters, and these women that share so many passions that I do, that I also share, they're my sisters. I love them dearly.
That's amazing. Okay, so I have one last question before we wrap. For the moms out there, right, that have their daughters and they're like, oh, this actually sounds way better than Girl Scouts, AKA because it is. If you could have joined this type of organization when you were younger, right? And I don't know all of the specifics, but I do know you can get into this at a younger age.
Like toddlers and tiaras?
Yeah. Like, well, I mean.
Without a controversy?
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I'm like thinking of like dance moms.
Honey
like,
boo-boo.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to compare it to that. Yeah. But what's your advice for moms that have like littles that are like, I want to be Miss Pennsylvania. I want to be like Cara Mia. Like, what's your advice for the mamas out there? Like, how do you get into it? Like, do you think it's a very like professional setting for young girls? Like, what's the deets?
I 100% agree that you are going to build skills and knowledge that will go way beyond your time in this organization. I'm making connections for my future career. I'm learning professional skills that I probably wouldn't have otherwise gotten the chance to experience through just going through college and high school and whatnot. It is definitely more than just a beauty competition. There are so many things that you are going to gain from this organization, including scholarships. If that is something that you want to pursue higher education, this is going to help you do that without having those financial struggles as well. It really is something that has changed my life. And I could, even in less than a year, it has changed my life. And I can't imagine not having it. And it's so exciting knowing that other women and young girls have this same opportunity to gain the skills and the knowledge and the networks that I have in just a little amount of time. So anyone out there that is listening and thinking about, is this for my child? Is this not? It 100% is. And I can always say, I waited a year until I competed. I wanted to compete my freshman year of college and it just got a little too much, but I said my sophomore year, I don't want the what if. If I like it, I love it. If I don't, at least I could say that I competed for a local title in the Miss America opportunity. How cool is that to tell my future kids? So it's definitely something to give it a try. There's so many people and there's different organizations out there too, but the Miss America or opportunity is something like no other. It really has a special sisterhood connection that you're not going to find anywhere else.
That's awesome. So how can listeners support both your journey in Miss Pennsylvania, potentially Miss America, and also the advocacy in all of your efforts for families affected by MS?
Yes. So you can follow my Facebook and my Instagram at Miss Northeastern PA, and my other account, which is also hashtag or Keep On Moving with MS. So those are the two ways that you can stay up to date with Miss Pennsylvania and my CSI.
Awesome. Okay. And lastly, what message or advice would you like to leave our listeners with, especially those who may be facing similar situations where you are a caregiver to your parents?
I think the most important thing is to know that whatever you're feeling is 100% valid, that your emotions toward your parents' disease, whether I've heard people say, I resent it. It's a lot of resentment or fear or anger, or maybe it's joy and you're just living through it, is to feel all those emotions and feeling, but communicate that, whether it be with an outside source, such as a support group, a therapist, even with your parent, is to feel those emotions so you can be the best possible version of yourself, but also the caregiver for mom, dad, grandma, whoever it may be, is to just keep on pushing through and really take it one step at a time, because there may be a low point, but it does get better. And always, as we say, is you have to make the best out of every situation. And we fall back to that every single day, me and my mom. If she'll like run into the table or something in her wheelchair and she'll get frustrated at a moment and I start laughing and it sounds terrible, but she goes, you know what? It's just so minor in the grand scheme of things of this entire day, let alone this entire year or life, that we have to laugh about it, and we have to just keep on moving on and do what we have to do. So that's what I really have to say to everyone.
Well, that's awesome. You are such a beautiful soul. We are so excited. Okay. We are like going to be cheerleading for you.
Oh, yeah.
We cannot wait to see everything that you are going to do in life, because you are so ahead of so many
mature.
people. Yeah, so mature, so empathetic, so understanding, and you deserve the whole world. So you have two Mom Betch cheerleaders behind you, aka big sisters. We got your back. You let us know what you need. But we appreciate you taking the time to come on the podcast. We'll make sure to link all of the links to get to Cara Mia, and we hopefully will have you back on the podcast soon.
I would love that. But thank you guys so much for giving me this opportunity to speak a little bit about who I am, the Miss America opportunity, which, as you can tell, I love them, especially the Miss Pennsylvania Scholarship Foundation, but also getting to share my story, my mom's story, and some tips and tricks that I have for those that are faced with MS, but how to overcome them and keep on moving.
Awesome. Well, you have a great day. And everyone, if you like this episode, please like, subscribe, rate it, give us all a follow. Have a great night. Women need to empower women, and our voice matters. Bitch.